was everything you ever wanted. In one moment. Did you capture it? Or just let it slip? Yo.
Hello and welcome to Joy News at 6. The news is live on Joy 99.7 FM and Hits 103.9 FM in Accra. In Kumasi, we on Love 99.5 FM and over 30 affiliates across Ghana's 16 regions, including Jubilee and Sun City Radio Skata, Saboba FM Saboba and A1 Radio Bolgatanga, Get Radio, TV and online content on the myjoyonline.com interactive app for Android and iOS devices. Coming up, the Ghana Armed Forces expresses worry over the heightened conflict situation in Boko as it notes with concern the changing dynamics and increased use of sophisticated weapons.
There is no safe zone in Boko. Even me as an MTE, where I reside, is a very dangerous area.
Students too, you don't even know where we are coming from. We are doing this to us.
We have details shortly. Also, driver unions suspended 20% increment in transport fares.
So now that we have been called to a meet, we will put on hold our intention or our decision to review the fares, meet them, and then whatever transpired at the meeting, we'll get that one to advise ourselves.
We have more as government insists that drivers have no basis for the increment.
We are saying that there's no basis for now. So normally you state that these are the considerations upon which the review is being made for the benefits of the general public, so that it doesn't look like we are burdening the general public, unnecessarily.
We'll hear from passengers who already dread the impact on their finances. We have business.
And coming up in business, International Monetary Fund describes Ghana's economy as showing signs of recovery, adding the country's program performance is strong. Those details on the Joy Business Report.
And ahead of this weekend NPP parliamentary primaries, we ask, is it a job security or a genuine quest to serve the nation as some government appointees gear up to contest the election in some constituencies?
I'm coming in because of what I think I can offer to the people.
We are humble to acknowledge that everything is up to God.
We need a united front to break the age.
These are more coming up with me, Mamisi Nyamiche Thompson. And the dynamics of the threat profile of the Boko conflict is changing. That's the assessment of the Ghana Armed Forces expressing concern. The military says it is troubled by the use of more sophisticated weapons in the ongoing conflict. Despite denying its involvement in the killing of certain assailants, the Ghana Armed Forces has issued a cautionary statement emphasizing the potential fatal consequences of direct engagement with its forces. Now, the military underscores its commitment to self-defense and the protection of Boko residents, urging restraint. My colleague Michael Ashale has more on the following report.
In the last quarter of 2023, Boko was relatively quiet and peaceful. But on the 12th of January 2024, all that changed. Over 8 days, at least 7 people were killed and at least 5 more people were injured. MC for the area, Amadou Hamza, says the area is now unsafe.
There is no safe zone in Boko. Even me as an MTE, where I reside, is a very dangerous area.
On the 18th, 3 men were killed by the military. MP for the area alleged that the military killed them without provocation and justifiable cause.
But you arrested them. They were fighting with you. So on what basis did you decide to shoot them?
But the military, in a statement, has denied the allegations. In a statement signed by the Director General of the Public Relations, Brigadier General Emmanuel Agrikwashi said their men were forced to neutralize 4 of 3 assailants who opened fire on their troops, conducting night patrols on foot. On Friday, some assailants opened fire on a bus carrying students of the Boko Presby Nursing Training College to Bolgatanga, injuring many students on board.
Students too, you don't even know where we are coming from. We are doing this to us.
The military believes that the situation in the Boko area is fast deteriorating with the use of advanced weaponry, notably the presence of rocket-propelled grenade.
Michael Ashali with that report. Now moving on, a sigh of relief for patrons of commercial transport as the driver unions have temporarily halted their plans to implement a 20% increase in fares this week. Now this decision comes in the wake of government's commitment to engage them. My colleague Maxwell Akmakba joins me with more in a statement issued to that effect. Maxwell, what does it say?
Well, it says in accordance with the directive from the National Secretariat of the GPRTU, the national management instructs all regional secretariats to temporarily suspend the implementation of the proposed 20% upward adjustment in transport fares. The national management, in collaboration with fellow transport operators, will engage in a stakeholder consultation with the Ministry of Transport on January 23, 2024 to address the matter comprehensively. The statement signed by the General Secretary of the TUC is requesting all regional secretariats to adhere to this directive by putting on hold any fare adjustments until after the scheduled meeting with the Ministry of Transport, Mamisi.
Thank you, Maxwell. But passengers say increment now or later will be bad for their finances. My colleague Sweetie Abochi spoke with some of them earlier.
When government increase the price for it affect the drivers as well. So right now drivers are increasing it, and it will have an effect on the youth as well, especially we the students, because most of us, we are not staying around and we are not having hostels too.
Since they are increasing transportation, I think it might affect me financially and not.
Well, leading telecommunications company MTN says, contrary to expectations, simply linking your SIM card to the Ghana card will not prevent fraud from happening. It was expected that tying each SIM card to a verified identity could thwart fraudulent activities, protect users, and maintain the integrity of financial transactions. But General Manager, Regulatory Risk and Compliance, Mobile Money Limited, Godwin Kwame Tamaklo, believes that alone is not enough.
The SIM registration, from my perspective, from my understand, helps with the detection, investigation, and arrest. It doesn't prevent. Although we have done SIM registration and Godwin has gone to re-register his number, and I know I have his fingerprint and all those with NCA and NIA, it does not prevent the fraudster who thinks that Godwin has X amount of money on his wallet, and so I should initiate an attack against Godwin and see how successful I would be. So those, the typology as in the fraud schemes keep happening.
However, Godwin Tamaklo believes more collaboration among mobile money platforms could help to effectively combat cyber fraud. Now, this weekend, some 326 parliamentary aspirants will contest the NPP primaries to elect candidates in constituencies where the party has certain members of parliament. Out of the total number of 373 aspirants who filed to contest the primaries, 29 are going unopposed after the vetting and 11 disqualified. But among them are some past and present government officials seeking a new life in parliament in 2025. Elton Brobe from the political desk takes a look at some of them.
The MPP will seek to break the 8th electoral cycle with Vice President Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia in December in what is likely to be the most fiercely contested election in the country's political history due to several factors. For some, the uncertain outcome seems to be the driving force behind some appointees of government seeking to find shelter in Parliament. The Tana North constituency in the Ahafo region has two heavyweights battling it out. Special advisor to the Vice President, Dr. Gini Obuakom, is attempting to unseat the Water and Sanitation Minister, Frida Prempeh.
I'm not coming in because somebody has failed or otherwise. I'm coming in because of what I think I can offer to the people.
In the Ahafo North constituency of the Ashanti region, the Director General of the National Disaster Management Organization, Eric Nana Ajiman Prempeh, will seek to win the slot. A similar contest is expected in the Asante Akim Central constituency, where the Chief Executive Officer of the National Entrepreneurial and Innovative Program, Kofi Ofosu-Nkansah, is seeking to unseat the incumbent Kwame Eyimedu-Antwi. The Deputy Chief Executive Officer of the Middle Belt Development Authority, Vincent Frimpong-Manu, is confident of victory in the Kwadaso constituency.
We have shared our message. They have compared the two of us. Even though I'm not MP yet, they've seen all the things that I've been doing for the constituency.
In the Greater Accra region, after two failed attempts, Chief Executive Officer of the Free Zones Board, Mike Okwe Jr., is hoping to be third-time lucky in the Domeko-Abinya constituency.
Well, I mean, we're very confident, but at the same time, we're humble to acknowledge that everything is up to God.
Your election headquarters there brought to you by Petrosol. It's a big day for the Black Stars of Ghana as they prepare to face Mozambique later today in a crucial Final B, Group B game of the Africa Cup of Nations football tournament. Ghana will be seeking to progress to the next stage of the competition, but that depends on several factors. We have all the calculations for you shortly. First, though, Ghana's coach, Chris Hughton, has been speaking ahead of the game.
The goal before we scored, of course, was from a set play, from a corner, which is an area that we hadn't scored too many goals from. So it doesn't really matter where the goals come from. We prepare ourselves the exact same way going into this game as the last game and the last game. If it means that one individual scores, if it means that we score from a free kick or a penalty, the most important thing is that we get the win.
Meanwhile, Dennis Odoye, who spoke for the players, said that they have worked out their mistakes from the previous games and are hoping for the best.
Coming game, try to avoid the smallest of mistakes and maybe not take too much risk to avoid any unnecessary.
And that's how we end the bulletin at 6. I am Amiesi Nyamiche Thompson. Business is next on the Super Morning Show.
Is over. It's the Clash of Titans. The Total Energies African Cup of Nations Côte d'Ivoire 2023 is here. And as part of this year's competition, all Total Energy service stations will go into 100% football mode. So drive to selected service stations and kickstart your year with lots of amazing giveaways. This is our way of supporting our gallant Black Stars. So starting Sunday 14th January, when you buy fuel or lubricants from selected Total Energy service stations on Ghana match days, you instantly win amazing branded souvenirs. Let's celebrate the passion of football together and win lots of gifts during the 2023 Total Energies African Cup of Nations. Remember, promo is valid while stocks last. Visit our social media pages, Total Energies GH, for more information. Terms and conditions apply. Let's live football together.
The boys are lined up looking for an opening. They are charging forward from our 3. Kuku has his eye on the cashier, but Yao gets there first. He taps, and he scores!
Win your ticket to glory with the ABSA Card Assist. Tap to pay with your ABSA debit or credit card, and you could win an unforgettable Premier League experience in the UK or any of over 50 consolation prizes such as home appliances and shopping vouchers. It's time to tap your way to the Premier League with your ABSA card. ABSA, the official banking partner of the Premier League. Terms and conditions apply.
Millennium Insurance has enhanced its motor insurance policy cover to make life more comfortable for you, our valued clients, and in the event of vehicle breakdown whilst on the road. To ensure your safety and that of your vehicle, Millennium Insurance will ensure that your broken down vehicle is towed to a safe place within 1 hour of call and 30 kilometers radius from the place of breakdown. This service is absolutely free. Millennium Insurance, your trustworthy partner, is on standby to be of service to you. Contact us now on 0501 394 997 or 0501 285 821, 0501 394 997 or 0501 285 821.
Millennium Insurance, your trustworthy partner.
No matter your water needs, Syntex has it all. Syntex tank was first to introduce double layer tank, and now you can have as many layers as you want. Syntex tank was first to introduce white inner layer tanks in Ghana, and now introduces the customer specs order, which will let you order any color and size you want. Syntex tanks gives you the biggest warranty of 7 years, which no other tank gives you. So whatever your water consumption, size of project, or demand, choose Syntex tank. Syntex tank, stress-free. Syntex tank, reliable. Syntex tank, maximum guarantee. Call 0244 335 168, Kumasi 0505 555 666, or visit syntexgh.com. Syntex tank, strong, tough.
Welcome to a thrilling season of football live on Star Time. The best of Africa will converge in Ivory Coast from the 13th of January.
Witness the most anticipated tournament in African football, where Ghana could end a 42-year trophy drought, and Egypt with an 80% chance of winning their 8th AFCON title. The Teranga Lions of Senegal look like defending their title. The AFCON is here with all 52 matches delivered in stunning HD on Star Time. It's an incredible new year. Upgrade to the Star Times Mega Bouquet for only 180 Ghana cedis.
Star Times. Enjoy digital life.
Hello? Yeah, Kofi. Charlie, we spoke about going to Imperial for our motor insurance today.
Sure. Are you the one to remind me? I am at Imperial already.
What?
I told you about their motor insurance promo, right?
Yeah.
This time it is reloaded, my brother.
Wow.
Imperial General is saying, come insure with them from now till the end of April and get yourself handsome rewards. 4 coupons, special souvenirs, gift vouchers, and many, many more. And here's the catch. During this reward period, your motor insurance policy will give you an automatic 1-year life insurance cover, my brother. And now you can also get brand new tires and other car accessories as well. It is really reloaded. Everybody qualifies. Just insure your car and you are done.
Hey, Charlie, I can even do it online and still get my reward.
Oh yes, don't slow. Talk to your broker, agent, or call us on 0577 667 436 for further details. You can also follow us on all our socials. T&C Supply, Imperial General Assurance, solid protection.
Bafu Bauxite. Good morning.
Where from Bauxite?
I don't know. I mean, these things come to me. I cannot be held responsible for,
Hey.
Yeah. that's just where the spirit led me this morning.
Well.
Just have to deal with it. How you do? It's nice to see you. How was the weekend?
Oh, I think the weekend was good. I mean, we entered into the weekend in a happy mood. The IMF passed us on our first review, so we are expecting some cash.
So we are happy about that.
What can we do? What can we do about it? And hopefully the Black Stars will make us smile tonight.
That would be nice.
Yeah, so let's see.
That would be nice.
Let's see.
Yeah, the Black Stars are all over my say it right today.
Charlie. Yeah.
They'd better do the do. And keep us in that tournament, because we need something to look forward to, Yeah. So, okay. 600 million,
600 million. I saw the look on your face when I said, well, it's some good news, because
look, our reality is that we are in an IMF program. That's our reality. And it's a pity that such amounts make such a massive difference to our entire economy and our whole balance sheet. It's a pity that we've come to the point where $600 million.
And the question is, for how long are we going to be going back and begging for money and not fixing the economy? I know you're going to play a documentary about General Echampong. You remember Operation Feed Yourself?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. All of these things were designed to prevent us depending on institutions like the IMF.
But that failed. It didn't work during his time.
True.
True.
And if you want to know why, some clues are in today's documentary.
And there was a lot of mismanagement, corruption, and that was when we went for our second IMF program. Really, so.
Yeah, bro. We have come.
It keeps going on.
We have come far without going anywhere. It's sad.
Anyway.
Yeah, all right. So, catch that documentary. It was pretty good. Yeah. Okay, shall we get to it? First, gratitudinal.
Bauxite edition.
Gratitudinal Bauxite edition. We have thanks to give, and we give them to Total Energies. Total, we go the extra mile for you. Absa Bank Ghana Limited, helping you find a way to get things done. And Millennium Insurance, your trustworthy partner. And our thanks go to them for the 6 a.m. news. Now, of course, Kafu Bauxite and the team bring you today's Joy Business Report.
Hello, welcome to the Joy Business Report. Coming up this morning, International Monetary Fund describes Ghana's economy as showing signs of recovery, adding the country's program performance is strong. Also, Ghana hoping to secure a 7-year moratorium on Eurobond interest payments as it moves to restructure the debt instruments. Meanwhile, rating agency Fitch pushes forward timeline for Ghana to emerge from default on its foreign currency debt to mid-year, following successful debt restructuring agreement with bilateral creditors. And interest rates take a nosedive for the third consecutive week as T-bills are oversubscribed by 72%. Details coming up. Great to be with you this morning. Hello to our friends listening on KTU Radio in Koforidua. My name is Darryl Kwao. The International Monetary Fund has described Ghana's economy as showing signs of recovery. This was after the country completed its first review under the fund program, resulting in some $600 million in disbursement. George Affe has more.
The IMF says reforms efforts are bearing fruit. Growth in 2023 has proven to be resilient. Inflation has declined, and the fiscal and external positions have improved. The IMF in their statement also said that Ghana's performance under the program has been very strong, meeting all the quantitative performance criteria, targets, and structural reforms. Stefan Rode is the mission chief for Ghana and has been speaking from Washington, D.C., USA.
Inflation is going down very rapidly. External and the fiscal position are turning around. The other part of the assessment is that economic activity is performing better than what we had in mind. And this is why we are revising our growth projections up in the context in this review.
The IMF was, however, quick to add that there is a need for government to press ahead with reforms aimed at improving tax administration, strengthening expenditure controls, and enhance fiscal rules to ensure lasting adjustment. Since Ghana signed the IMF program in May last year, it has now received $1.2 billion from the fund. If this assessment is anything to go by, then we should expect some interesting response from the country's donors and investors.
George, I feel with that report. Well, meanwhile, speaking at a joint press conference of the IMF Finance Ministry and the Bank of Ghana, Governor of the Central Bank, Dr. Ernest Addison, reacted to concerns about further hikes in the policy rate to contain inflation.
At the last MPC press conference, we had said that the rate will be tighter for longer to ensure that, inflation expectations are anchored towards a single-digit objective. But that doesn't mean that between getting to the single digits, you would not see, a downward trend in the policy rate.
That was Governor of the Bank of Ghana, Dr. Ernest Addison. In a related development, Ghana is hoping to secure a 7-year moratorium on Eurobond interest payments as it moves to restructure the debt instruments. It is also pushing for up to 40% interest rate cut. Government will open negotiations with Eurobond holders later today in London to negotiate the restructuring of the papers. The Finance Minister, Ken Ofori-Atta, hopes these commercial creditors will accept government's offer.
I'm expecting that we will all negotiate in good faith. I'm looking at the country coming back quicker than later. We have had discussions with Eurobond investors, some of the larger creditors, and there's goodwill. I had a very optimistic view to conclude all of these negotiations by end of 2023, which did not happen. So when I look at current situation between concluding the MOU, OCC, and then the process with the Eurobond, is I give myself latest end of March a goal that we should shoot for to put an end to all of the restructuring.
You heard the Finance Minister, Ken Ofori-Atta. Now, rating agency Fitch has pushed for the timeline for Ghana to emerge from default on its foreign currency debt to mid-year instead of the end of the year. This follows a successful debt restructuring agreement with bilateral creditors last Friday. In its latest rating outlook for sovereigns and banks in Africa, the UK-based firm said the country's domestic debt exchange program was successfully done, clearing most default risks. Toby Illes is head of Middle East and Africa Sovereign Ratings.
Regarding Ghana, Ghana requested a common framework treatment a little more than a year ago, December 2022. They have reached an agreement with the Official Credit Committee last Friday. So the next steps are this agreement needs to be translated into an MOU, and then they need to seek an agreement with private creditors on comparable terms. Given that discussions with private creditors have been handled in parallel with the discussions with official creditors, we also assume that Ghana potentially would move out of default on the foreign.
Head of Middle East and Africa's sovereign ratings at Fitch, Toby Ill, is there. Interest rates took a nosedive for the third consecutive week running the day. The day the International Monetary Fund approved the first review of Ghana's program. According to auction results by the Bank of Ghana, demand for the Treasury bills continued to surge. Here's more in this report.
Investor confidence is soaring following the expected release of the $600 million bailout package to Ghana this week by the IMF. According to the auction results, the yield on the 91-day T-bill went down by 15 basis points to 28.88%. That of the 182-day bill also fell to 31.39% from the previous 31.51%. The rate on the 364-day bill also eased by 9 basis points to 31.99%. Meanwhile, the T-bills auction was oversubscribed by 72.3% to 5.270 billion cedis. About 2.632 billion cedis of the bids were tendered for the 91-day bill. All of the bids were accepted accordingly. For the 182-day T-bills, 1.324 billion cedis of the bids were tendered. The uptake was 1.324 billion cedis. The 364-day bill also received bids worth 1.312 billion cedis. All the bids were accepted.
That was a business desk report. Moving on, economist Professor Lord Mensah has cautioned the government against the increase in taxes, warning it could impact inflation. Inflation for December 2023 fell sharply to 23.2%, the lowest in the last 16 months. Now, government expects to end 2024 with a rate of 15%. Professor Mensah warns the gains from inflation could be eroded by the tax increases.
If they do not do their calculations very well, and those who are supposed to bear the brunt, will be consumers, and in the end, prices will tend to go up again. And so all the gains that we've made as a result of inflation coming down will definitely be neutralized. So the taxes obviously will turn up to have effect on prices, but then we hope that the percentages that has been increased will not have much effect. Whatever the case may be, the pass-through effect of taxes is increase in prices, which will build up into inflation.
You had Professor Lord Mensah, an economist there. Now, tax analyst Francis Timobo is hopeful the consumption taxes implemented from the 1st of January this year may achieve their target. This follows concerns by businesses that the number of taxes announced by government could stifle growth of private sector businesses. Even though Mr. Boy is of the view that the implementation could have started in February, he's hopeful that VAT components will achieve their targets.
Listen, the taxes, as we are seeing them, they are mostly in the form of indirect taxes, and it is consumers who bear it. So it's you and I. They'll pass it on to us. So being indirect tax, I see that the avoidance is quite difficult unless you don't consume. Take, for example, the emission tax. Unless you don't have a car. If you have a car and you are driving, there's nothing you can do. So on that length, we can say that it's likely that we may achieve the revenue target.
Tax analyst Francis Timobo there. Now, Trade and Industry Minister Katie Amon has warned foreign cement manufacturers to desist from producing substandard products for the construction sector here in Ghana. He's been talking about the rate at which such activities are affecting the industry. Speaking at a finance ministry engagement with the Chinese business community on mutual prosperity partnership, Mr. Amon urged the manufacturers to comply with the standard rules in Ghana.
I'm happy, Your Excellency, Ambassador, you are here. Once I'm at this point, I intend to make this point rather forcefully. It's unpleasant, it's unpalatable, but I intend to make it all the same. I implore you, I think they must try as much as possible to comply with the standards of the country.
Trade Minister Katie Hammond. Now, officials of the Customs Division of the Ghana Revenue Authority are poised to strengthen their relationship with border communities as a catalyst to improve trade facilitation and also strengthen security. The move has become necessary as most of these communities are being identified as partners in the quest by government to increase trade with neighboring countries. Assistant Commissioner at the Headquarters Sector Command, Eric Boni, disclosed this to Joy Business after embarking on a health walk to kickstart this year's International Customs Celebration Week, which begins today.
One thing we must not also forget is building relationship and fostering a relationship with border communities. Previously, we saw the border communities as smugglers, but now they are our partners